Hunter the Reckoning Deathwish was just announced, and while you aren't playing as anything flashy like a vampire, werewolf, or mage, it's gearing up to be a better RPG experience than Bloodlines 2 ever could be. Hunter the Reckoning Deathwish is a first-person action RPG set in the World of Darkness universe developed by Teyon, creators of RoboCop Rogue City, and it's slated for a summer 2027 release on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. And in Deathwish, you will be playing as a hunter who hunts monsters such as vampires, werewolves, mages, ghosts, and maybe even other creatures. If you are unaware of what the World of Darkness universe is, essentially it is where monsters from fairy tales are real and they are active in the modern day. Maybe you've heard of Vampire the Masquerade, since that's pretty much the most popular thing to come out of the World of Darkness. But they also deal with werewolves, mages, ghosts, and even fairies. But these creatures and monsters are hiding amongst us. It's kind of similar to how the fables operate in The Wolf Among Us. But instead of playing as a lone werewolf detective, you'll be playing as a hunter, a regular human person that finds out about this other supernatural world. And you and other hunters take up arms in the fight against the creatures of the night. To be honest, I find that to be a little disappointing because the main draw of the World of Darkness is to play as one of these supernatural creatures. I mean, you can play as a vampire, werewolf, mage. They have a bunch of video games and tabletop RPGs where you can live out those supernatural power fantasies. However, playing as a human raises the stakes and makes it more personal to the player. We now get a view into the underworld through familiar eyes, which increases player buy-in. And the devs have a real chance here to correct the mistakes made with Bloodlines 2. And that's because from what it seems like the information that's been given to us, this game is going to be a legitimate RPG where Bloodlines 2 was not. And that part really kicked a lot of fans in the teeth because they were expecting a true RPG successor to the original Bloodlines. As you can see here, Bloodlines 2 was not favorable with either critics or consumers. But enough talking about Metacritic scores or game ratings because I know a lot of people have a lot of feelings on that. Let's just get into the game details about Hunter the Reckoning Deathwish. Now, the bulk of the information reported here comes from an Xbox Wire article written by Will Fulton. They had an interview with the director of the game after they revealed the trailer at the Xbox Partner Preview. You will be playing as a fully customizable hunter in modern-day New York City. You'll be able to choose the gender of your character, the body type, the build, the hair color, eye color, skin color, usual character customization stuff. Now, we don't know if it's going to be slider-based like in games like Skyrim, or if it's going to be more preset-based like in Baldur's Gate 3. And you are going to be playing as a human, just as I said in the beginning of the video. No special abilities or mutations. You are not Geralt or Ciri. There are no Witchers in this universe. We also don't know if this hunter is going to be named or voiced. In Bloodlines 2, one of the changes was that you're playing as a set character named Fire, who had a backstory of being a nomad or an elder vampire. And I know that some RPG players are okay with that and some others aren't, so just keep that in mind. And taken directly from the game's website, we know this much about the hunter's backstory. Years have passed since the terrible childhood event that still lingers in the darkest corners of your memory. New York seemed like the perfect place to start over, to leave the past behind and to live a normal life. That fragile illusion shatters when your childhood friend suddenly reappears, dragging you back into a reality you tried to forget. Now, this isn't much, but this is still very, very intriguing. I'm going to give a prediction. If this childhood friend is not a hunter, then they are probably one of the monsters that you'll have to hunt. And the game is going to allow you to use 3 avenues when progressing through quests: strength, stealth, or subterfuge. In the Xbox article, the director stated, "We have options for brawling, melee, shooting, and using different weapons. You can also sneak through, or you can find a different solution. If you're a smart or charismatic character, you can talk your way in, and it's all fluid." The game director goes on to explain that you can mix and match these different avenues when progressing through these quests. Let's say that you were trying to find information at a nightclub. Just because you managed to beat down the guard who wasn't letting you in does not mean that the rest of the mission is going to turn into some John Wick style action scene. You'll still have options to choose how you want to play. However, this game is based on a tabletop RPG, and in tabletop RPGs, the outcome of your actions depend on the dice. Now, if you've played Baldur's Gate 3 and or Dungeons & Dragons, you'll have some idea of what this is, but Hunter the Reckoning and Vampire the Masquerade and all of the World of Darkness games operate on a different system. To get to the point, basically the more points you have in a skill, the more dice are rolled, the higher the chance that you have to succeed. At least that's my understanding. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. And this is going to be more of a game like The Wolf Among Us or the TV show Supernatural, where there is a lot of investigation going on. This is a slower game where you are delving into the supernatural underworld of New York City. But this is not Spider-Man PS4. You aren't going to have Manhattan at your fingertips. This is a semi-open world game with a linear main story with some branching paths. But there will be some side quests with variety to spice things up. As a human, you are weak. To fight the night, you are going to need friends and allies. You will be able to have companions to fight alongside you within the game, and you will be able to make bonds with them. You will even be able to romance them. Your character choices will have an effect on those around you. The director states you can be a very helpful character or even be a total dick, which can lead to very, very bad ending. We like to keep that open for the player to decide. So we have confirmation that you will be able to get a bad ending. Thing is that all there is? Is there just going to be a good ending and a bad ending, or is it going to be more like there is a bad ending and a worse ending? Usually in the World of Darkness, it's a bad ending and a worse ending, especially if you're human. Like in my Dawnwalker video, these developers are going to do anything and everything to sell their game to you. They're going to talk up their product and make it look like something you want to buy. On this information alone, Hunter seems to be succeeding where Bloodlines 2 has failed. But these are just their plans. We must await the execution, and World of Darkness fans are waiting with bated breath. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching. If you love the World of Darkness as much as I do, let me know in the comments or give this video a like. And if you want more dark fantasy analysis and news, then subscribe. I will see you all in the next investigation. This has been Detective Cook, signing off.